This is Mark in the Center for Online Learning and Innovation, here with a quick tip for Canisius instructors using D2L. If you've been in the D2L Grades tool settings lately, you may have noticed a checkbox labeled Automatically Release Final Grade. That's a nice feature D2L added in 2017 that quickly adds a running grade, total or average, for the course to the reports students see on their end. But it's important to know how and when it works. Let's take a look. Within the Grades toolset, and specifically within Settings, under the Calculation Options tab, you'll see Automatically Release Final Grade. The Grade Setup Wizard walks you through, step by step, all the settings in these tabs. So you'll also see Automatically Release Final Grade in that Setup Wizard as well. Basically, this feature will add to every student's grade report a calculated total or average grade, a running calculation, if you have the gradebook set up to deliver that. That last part's important. You need to set up your gradebook using other settings to deliver that kind of grade this release feature can work with. If your gradebook is set up for final adjusted grade, for example, instead of calculated final grade, it will not release any grade to the student other than an adjusted grade. So it can't show your students a running total for the course any time before you enter an adjusted grade in that column in the Enter Grade screen. Presumably, you wouldn't enter an adjusted grade until the very end of the semester. So that's not very helpful throughout the semester. Also within the Calculations tab, under Grade Calculations, there are some important features down here too. Make certain that Automatically Keep Final Grades Updated is checked so that D2L is in fact calculating an average or total grade throughout the semester with all available scores. A final stipulation is this: if you've set your gradebook to release a calculated final grade, and the gradebook is keeping that calculation continuously updated, and you check Automatically Release Final Grade, then the calculated running grade, total or average, will release for each student when next you save a grade for each student. That could be any assessment, but you have to save one or another grade for each student for it to add that running total grade or that running average grade to the grade report that they see. This has several implications. If you wait until all your grades are completed at the end of the semester, that is, you have nothing more to add or change for each student, and the very last thing you do is you go into Settings, Calculation Options, and you check this box, Automatically Release Final Grade, it will not release to students a final grade. And that's because you would need to, subsequent to checking this box, somehow make a change and save it for each student. There's a few other settings you could change and save, and it would also then release their final grades. But you need to change something in the gradebook and save it that affects all students in order for it to release that final grade. If you wait until a few weeks into the class, into the semester, and then you check that box in Settings, it will release your student's grade the next time you add a grade or perhaps change one for each student in your gradebook, but not before then. Therefore, it's probably best to use this feature to release a running average or total grade for your students. Check the box at the very beginning of the semester when you set up your gradebook together with other things, and that way, the first time you add a grade for each student for an individual assessment, it will automatically start that running total on the grade report that they see. There is another, older way to release your final grades to students that we cover in another tutorial video. This is the way to go if you've already completed all your grading for the semester or would like to immediately release to your students a calculated final or total grade without making any further changes to any student's scores. In our D2L self-paced training set for instructors, see the video entitled Turn on Grade Calculation for Students. One last thing. D2L can show students different forms of their calculated or average grade depending on what visibility settings you've stipulated for the students in your class. Let's go back to the Grades Tool settings screen. This time we go to the awkwardly named org unit display options. Basically, under this tab, you have options for what students are going to see when they click the grades link in the gray nav bar. That is, their individual grade report. Under Student View Display Options, you'll see Points Grade. This basically, in a points-based gradebook, is going to show students how many points they've received out of how many points are available currently or overall. There's also Grade Scheme Symbol and Grade Scheme Color. These last two options are governed by whichever grade scheme you have set for the course. By default, Canisius courses have the percentage scheme set, although we also have a generic letter grade scheme available within D2L for instructors. You can also create your own scheme if you'd like. See our other tutorials for details about grade schemes.